Welcome back. We are joined now by Representative Tom McClintock, a Republican of California. He's a member of the Budget Committee. He is the chair of the Judiciary Subcommittee on Immigration, Integrity, Security, and Enforcement. Representative McClintock, welcome to the program.
Well, thanks for having me back.
So the big news of the day, of course, is the budget, the reconciliation bill. Can you give us an update from your perspective?
Well, from my perspective, it's got to pass. So, and I think it will. I think every Republican understands it's absolutely essential to get this in place by the summer so that it has a chance to work. You know, the most important economic indicator is the answer that people will give to a very simple question next year. Are you better off today than you were 2 years ago? There's no way to spin the answer to that question. Everybody knows in their own lives how they're doing. And it's if we can get all of this into place by the summer, the tax relief, the major regulatory rollbacks, and hopefully some bilateral free trade agreements, by this time next year we'll be in a period of profound economic expansion, and the vast majority of the Americans will be feeling it in their own lives.
Will there be a vote this week?
Can't read minds, can't tell fortunes, but the vote is still scheduled for Thursday, and I am cautiously optimistic that we'll get there.
You said in a statement last week about the reconciliation bill, quote, if we falter in taking this first step, we can't get to the next one. What do you mean by that? How is this the first step?
Well, this is the reconciliation bill for the fiscal year we're already in. As soon as this is concluded, we are already behind in getting the next budget cycle for fiscal year 26. It starts in September. So you know, from that perspective, we can continue the work that we've started with this budget. That was addressed to some of my colleagues who are seeking absolute perfection in this budget, and I certainly support everything they're trying to do. We don't cut enough spending. We don't come close to balancing the budget. And I happen to believe that the SALT deduction ought to be 100%. So I support what these various groups are trying to obtain. But we need to keep in mind the big picture, and the big picture is that this bill is absolutely essential to revive the economy and to secure our borders and to open up our energy resources and all of the things the president was elected to do.
Now, let me ask,
so at any rate, it's not perfect, but it's the next step, and we can't get to the 2026 reconciliation until we finish this process.
So let me ask you about the deficit and the national debt. CBO just sent out last night their scoring. They say it will increase the deficit by $2.3 trillion over a decade. They said it would also trigger automatic spending cuts in Medicare and other programs without congressional action. So about the deficit, what's the plan when you say that there needs to be more cuts? Be specific. Where should those cuts come from?
Oh, I mean, hundreds of billions of dollars of grant programs that rob one community to pay for programs that exclusively benefit another. Hundreds of billions of dollars in various subsidies that literally stuff the ballot box that consumers vote in every day with every dollar they spend on what the economy is going to produce and who's going to produce it and what price they're willing to pay for it. I mean, those are two vast areas. DOGE has started to scratch the surface on them, but I think we've got a long way to go. Elon Musk estimated there's about $1 trillion of waste, fraud, and abuse that they expect to uncover within the year. And I think that's a realistic number.
You think they'll get to $1 trillion
I think it's entirely
fraud?
Well, when I look at fraud and waste, again, I think virtually all of these subsidies, all of these grants are simple waste. And DOGE has revealed billions of dollars of, I wouldn't even call it waste, I'd call it just sheer theft of public resources. So yeah, there's a lot that still needs to be done. This bill starts us down that path. The other critique I'd make of the CBO is I think they're projecting about 1.8% growth. I think that is extremely low. I think it'll be close to 3%, if we can get solid free trade agreements in place.
Going back to DOGE, the defense budget has increased now to about $1 trillion a year. DOGE hasn't been very active within the defense department, given how large it is, and a lot of people do feel that there is waste. That,
oh, I think
that
there
can
is
be...
too. I think there is too. But as Ronald Reagan said, defense is not a budget issue. You spend what you need to spend in order to defend the country. That doesn't excuse the waste that's in that budget. And I do know that DOJ has folks that are, involved in looking at that vast defense budget. That said, we're now spending more on interest on the debt than we are on national defense. That's not sustainable.
Representative Tom McClintock is with us until the end of the program, so if you'd like to speak to him, now's your chance to call in. Lines are by party. Democrats are on 202-748-8000. Republicans are on 202-748-8001. And Independents, 202-748-8002. On Medicaid, Freedom Caucus members want to accelerate work requirements for Medicaid, bringing those up to, I believe, December of 2026. Also change the formula by which the federal government calculates how much they give to states. Are you in favor of those changes?
Yes, I am. The work requirement for able-bodied adults is nothing new. We did that under the Bill Clinton administration. It cut the welfare rolls in half, not just for Medicaid, but for all of the other entitlement programs. That was rolled back during the Obama administration. We need to restore that simple requirement. If you're having trouble, we're going to help you. But if you're an able-bodied adult on Medicaid, we expect that you should be looking for work and accept a job if one's offered, just the way every taxpayer that is paying for this program is doing. And every household spends about $6,900 in their taxes every year just to support Medicaid. I keep hearing that there are going to be cuts in Medicaid. Well, actually, under this budget, the Medicaid spending will go up $168 billion over the next 10 years. So it's not cutting Medicaid, it is slowing the growth of Medicaid, and it's doing that mainly by insisting that able-bodied adults who are on the program look for work, and by removing illegal aliens from these programs.
I mentioned you're the chair of the Judiciary Subcommittee on Immigration, Integrity, Security, and Enforcement. Can you outline for us what the budget increases will be when it comes to immigration and border security?
Basically, it pays for the repatriation of about 1 million illegal immigrants this next year. Remember that over the last 4 years, the Biden administration admitted 8 million illegal aliens into this country, 6 million directly trafficked in by our government, and another 2 million gotaways that came in while the Border Patrol was overwhelmed taking names and changing diapers at the border. So 8 million. This pays for the repatriation of 1 million, and the priority will be going to criminals. There are about 630,000 illegal immigrants on the non-detained docket. After that, you've got about 1.4 million illegal immigrants who have already had their day in court, have been ordered deported by an immigration judge, and have thumbed their nose at that deportation order. So that's going to keep us busy for quite a while. And also, of course, it funds the completion of the border wall, which the Border Patrol says is absolutely essential as a force multiplier to allow them to do their jobs.
What's the top line number on the funding that will go for immigration enforcement and border security?
Well, I don't recall the exact number, but it is significantly offset because we are increasing fees on a wide number of immigration visas and the like.
This is for legal immigration into the country.
Right, exactly. And just on the
do you fear
basis
that might put it out of reach for a lot of people?
No. I mean, these are fairly nominal amounts for the most part. But Americans should not be paying for programs that benefit a specific class of non-citizens, in this case of people coming to our country legally or illegally.